Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. 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 Live from UBC Studios in Kampala.
Joining a year in terms of getting independence. So much so that even the independent leaders at that time, you will recall, because of the united force of an African becoming independent as a unit, said, I will not accept that we are declared independent until so and so country is equally independent.
Exactly.
You've had a great leader saying, I am not going to shave my beard until Uganda became independent. So that was the agitation at that time. And for me, if I were born at that time, I would have so much reflections to enjoy, because I wouldn't imagine myself in a position of being forced to do certain things I am not interested in doing. Okay. And so the elders, the Ugandans then, were being forced to produce. They were also being forced to pay taxes when they have not actually, most often times, being assessed.
Okay.
So they were also using, the colonialists were also using people that were easily identifiable with. If, for example, Simon was seen to be more compromising, they would appoint him as a local chief. Okay?
To serve their interests.
To serve their interests. And so this local chief would wield powers in ensuring that the industrial demand, the economic demand of the British were, of course, being fulfilled.
Okay.
But I would also hurry to say that that has given us a platform to the rise of nationalists. That's why we will speak of the Mosasis of this world. Their soul rest in peace. They led to the struggle of our country's independence. Some people will always argue that we were given independence on a silver platter. But when you look at the struggle of some of these nationalists, it is not easy to move from here to Cairo. Then you say you are moving on a silver platter. Well, definitely we are not moving by easy means. Some of them even moved on foot.
Okay.
I was reading somewhere, the father of the former IGP, Karekezi, moved on foot from here up to Cairo. So when people want to believe that Uganda got its independence on the silver platter, I don't buy and belong to that school of thought. The pain has been there. Of course, when you compare with our neighboring country like Kenya or even Rwanda for that matter, the struggle was to a greater pain than us.
Okay, just hold it here briefly, Dogo Komakech. Asimwe, let me come to you because I'm looking at State House where the National Prayer Breakfast is actually happening, and very shortly we'll be crossing over there. Our theme for tomorrow's event is celebrating our 59th Independence Day as we secure our future through national mindset change. Now, the catchword in this is a national mindset change. You also notice that as we celebrate our independence on the continent, we do believe, or it is actually common knowledge that we as dependent as we were that time, economically, politically, technologically, socially, what's happening to us, and talking about the mindset change itself, we are still dependent, apart from just having the political independence, but yet again depending on some other person to feed us, to clothe us, to do all these things to us. Are we moving rightly? Are we progressing? Just before we go to State House.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ndugu Komakech. The issue of independence and the mind is what people like Nkrumah, Bob Marley, emancipate yourself from mental slavery and you are freed. Mental independence means the state of being creative in order to look at the perspectives and be able to solve so many issues. People like Nkrumah are talking about black consciousness. So mental independence is a serious matter. Because I'm called Stephen, but if I go to a certain meeting and say I'm Asimwe, they say that is not the name. So that means there is still mental challenges. So the mindset is supposed to be really worked on. Two is that what Komakecha has been enumerating from 1940s, actually for us, after the 5th Pan-African Congress, you see a change. The Manchester Congress, Pan-African Congress, you see many African leaders going to Europe, discussing the Nkrumahs, the Kenyatas, the Kenneth Kaundas, and many others, the Sekou Touré. And when they came back, you can see that from 1959 up to 1964, there were many independent countries. And that's when actually the 25th May came into 1963 of the African Union now, the former now OAU. And from there we see many countries getting independence. And particularly Uganda also came into the line. Of course, you have seen people writing the books, Not Yet Uhuru, meaning that we still to do a lot of work to make sure that really our people are mentally independent and then economically. Because you see, we are in Kampala, you have the Winton Street, over Corville, over Speak. But when you go to Mbarara, we have Mbaguta Street. It makes sense to the people of that area. Then the names, I don't know how I can now, you hear the names like Stephen, or Jennifer, or what. Those ones don't bring out the Africanness.
Let me just hear one or two words from you before we go to State House.
Well, I can say that the independence of Uganda meant a lot to Africa and still means a lot to Africa. I think that is my...
Mtuta. State House has come in.
I think we'll proceed because people are now also waiting to see what the prayer breakfast is going to bring to us. But nonetheless, definitely happy that tomorrow we have the independence of Uganda as a celebration, and I will urge Ugandans to join in the celebration. Does not belong to President Museveni alone. The political parties of this country should lead by example, and let's all join in the celebrations of the independence that we got.
Okay. Yep. Well, thank you so much. We'll now take you to State House for the prayer breakfast.